one of the biggest things, barriers to healing developmental trauma is the feeling of betrayal. The feeling like you're being disloyal to the people that you might love the most and who probably love you the most. People you have deep appreciation for, like your parents or grandparents, uncles, aunties. Um, so you stifle your ability to acknowledge the pain and harm that they caused, um, to acknowledge it to yourself, to your therapist, or to, whoever. And so, one of the things, once I help my clients understand that we're not here to bash your parents, we are here to figure out how their humanness, their um, inability to be perfect, that that they couldn't give you what they never got themselves. So um, I'm a parent. I love my children, and I failed them in some ways. And they don't hate me for it, but it doesn't change the fact that I failed them in some ways. And then the ways in which that I did fail them, or the things that I didn't know any better, or I just hadn't developed within myself yet, that weren't on my radar, it had an impact on them. And so now, as adults, um, they're having to handle that, to fill in the gaps, get those resources from somewhere else. And that's okay. It doesn't mean, if they talk about that to me or anybody else in therapy, they're not bashing me. They're facts. You cannot improve or fix a problem that you don't acknowledge. Um, so once I get my clients to understand, we're not here to bash your parents. We're here to figure out why you have behavioral patterns and thought patterns and emotional patterns that do not line up with your desires, your conscious ways of wanting to operate, and the things that you're trying to create in your life. We're trying to figure out how your childhood experiences have created your patterns, that are counterproductive and or actually harmful to yourself and others in ways that you are not even consciously aware of. And a lot of times that has to do with the ways in which your parents fail to meet your needs. And most of the time, it's not because they were trying to hurt you, it's just because they didn't know any better, or because that's their weakness. Like, I have clients whose parents are emotionally immature. They're not bad people. They just don't have good emotional self regulation skills, period. They hurt their children. In addition to that, I know for a fact, based on what they're telling me, that their parents love them deeply, have made great sacrifices for them. So that's why their children are conflicted and can't do their work, because as you're so grateful for your parents for everything they've done for you. But honey, you have to acknowledge all of it. Yes, thank God mama worked 2, 3 jobs. If it wasn't for mama and dad, if they didn't, where would I be? Thank God for that. Yes, acknowledge that. But honey, you've got to acknowledge the other side. And I encourage and I hope I'm doing a good job of allowing my children to do that, to not feel disloyal to me when they realize how, you know, my gaps affected them, so that they can handle it.